Well, I'm going to do a little bit of something different today. I'm normally downtown doing the river cleanup, but they're doing the major river cleanup today, so there's going to be literally hundreds of people downtown. So I came past here the other day on my way home, and all I could see was nothing but garbage on this corner. So I'm just going to clean up some of this and go from there. This is probably the worst I've ever seen along here. I just happened to drive past here the other day and I saw all this. So like I say, they're doing the big river cleanup today. So I'm normally downtown or down the parks, so they're doing the big river cleanup. So that there will be literally hundreds of people down. We do it every year once the snow melts, and a lot of this is overwintered. I can tell it has, because this is what's left underneath the snow pile. So let's grab it now before the wind gets it and blows it all down the road here. What a mess. Right, on I go. I've already done half a bucket and I've moved about 10 feet. Right, on I go. Well, I have moved about 30 feet and I've already had to empty the bucket once and I haven't even got to the bus stop yet. Right, good grief, this is insane. Right, I can't drive past this and leave this, so I will get this cleaned. So there we are, quick half hour out of my Sunday morning. Didn't really take me very long to do it. Cleaned up along there, one large bag of garbage, and cut the buckets. There it is, much cleaner. Right, it's going to be a short video. I've got somewhere else to go today and I need to get a move on, but I drove past this yesterday and thought I can't leave that, I've got to come and do something about that. So there we go, job done. It's not the best in the world, however that's one large bag of garbage that's no longer there. Right, thanks for coming along. Right, so I've come down into Baker Park here. I'm the other side of the road, I'm normally the far side, but I did a little drive around here. I did notice there's a little bit of garbage in here, so we'll get all this cleaned up and continue around the pathway. And I have to admit, compared to where I've just been, this is pretty much spotless. As you can see, I found some bits, it's pretty much spotless. That's pretty good. The city crews do an amazing job of keeping it clean. Now they are doing a river cleanup today downtown, which is where I was actually going to head, and but there's literally going to be 100 or more people down there today, if not 200, down there cleaning up the rivers. So I'm not sure if they've got anybody doing this section of the Bow River down through here, so I will go down through here and have a look. I can see a little bit of garbage in the middle of the grass over there. I will go and grab that. I'm not sure if they've got anybody doing this section of the river, but I will go down and see what I can do. Anybody who's never been down to this park before, this was actually an old town many years ago. This was an old town. Oh, I see some garbage down there, so we'll head down that way on the steps there. Ah, I see a piece of garbage. Right, I'm going to head down to the river. As you can see, the river is really full. The amount of snow melt where I was the other day at the mountains, there was no way I was getting across that river. Right, I can see a little bit of garbage down here on the grass. I'm going to head down the other side of that wall at the bottom of here. People go down there and they sit there and you find cigarette ends and food cups and God knows what down there. There are bins, there's bins everywhere. Yeah, however, for whatever reason, people have trouble using those. Yeah, so I will use that as a picture there, and I will head down and grab that garbage. Wow, is that river ever flowing strong today? Look at that. You wouldn't want to try and swim across that. You'd end up in downtown before you got across that. Look at that. Yeah, wow. Yeah, the other side of this wall I quite often find bits and pieces, and it's snow melt season. All the garbage that's been tied up in all the snow for over the winter, most of what I cleared up earlier in today was just through the snow melt. So I will head along this piece and have a look, see what I can see. I can see one small piece down there. Not sure if I can get that because that's thick mud down there. But let me see what I can do and do my little part for the river cleanup. Same as I always do. I'm always out. I do this year round, as anybody who watches my videos will know. But there is a massive cleanup in Calgary today, which is great to see. Hundreds of volunteers out with buckets and bags and cleaning everything up, so that's great. Right, let me grab those bits and I'll be on my way. Right, I've just picked up about 20 cigarette ends. This is one I want to show you. See there, another cigarette end. These things are plastic. There are literally billions of them in the environment, billions of them, and it's a major problem. People think, oh, it's just one cigarette end, I'll throw it away. Well, countless millions of people do that every single second of the day, and I can tell you now, it's if you was to put a net across this river downtown for, I don't know, an hour, I bet you would pull out thousands of bloody cigarettes out of every river. You name a river anywhere in the world, I bet they're absolutely full of bloody cigarette ends. So that one down there is not going to get the chance to float downstream because it's coming with me. Right, literally I've probably picked up 15, 20 along here easily already. Right, so I'm going to head down that way and see what else I can find. Anybody that saw my video the other day will see that I did a litter pick along the bottom of this piece of bank here. And you can't even walk along there today. I know it's pretty clean because I cleaned it up there the other week. Yeah, but, the inevitable cigarette ends are everywhere. I keep finding water bottles too. Loads and loads of water bottles. What is it with people? Yeah, for a run, you know, either use your best bet is actually use a reusable water bottle, just keep filling it up way better, or you know, put it in one of the 50 bins that are along here. It's not a problem. Just put it in the bin. Right, let me pick up the rest of these cigarette ends. It's coming up for summer season, see all the people sit around the bench and throw the cigarette ends on the ground. I did ask for little containers on the benches for cigarette ends, and the city's response for that was, well, then we'll have to get somebody to come and empty them. That is the plan. That was the plan, you know. However, I guess that's not top of their priorities. Right, I will head down that way and see if I can find some more garbage. Well, this is considerably better than normal. Still finding some stuff, so that's good. It's definitely better than where I was just now. Right, okay, I'm going to continue up a different area. There's a place down here, hasn't quite greened up yet, so I keep finding stuff in the bushes. The city do an excellent job of keeping it clean. Oh, another cigarette end in there. So this is the thing, see, people just chuck a cigarette end in there and everybody in the city does it. But if everybody in the city does it, it soon becomes a very big problem. So along here, this is all part of the pathway system around Calgary. There is literally, I think it's 1,200 kilometres now of cycle paths around Calgary. Another cigarette end, one at a time. I can, if I'm downtown, I can literally pick up 500 cigarette ends without even batting an eyelid. There we go. There's another one. And another one. And so on. Oh, there you are. Nearly missed that one. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head up through here. There's a piece down through here. I normally go straight on and go around I have a 6k loop. If I go all the way around, it's 6k all the way around. But up in here, there's a piece up along the side of here. This is part of the one of the Shriners groups up in here, and I have found this piece up along here to be quite grubby before now, so I will head up through there. There's a train in the distance. I'll head up through here and see if I can see any up the side of here. Right, this is Baker Park. Not doing too bad. Best part of a bucket. So I will head back down into the park that way. I can see some bits through the trees here. And I've done the Shriners Road before now, that road over there. I got a whole pile out of there one time. That's a bit tricky because you've got to be up and down the bank both sides. That's a two-person job. I usually do that as a friend of mine comes and helps. And we do one side of the road and I do the other side, and yeah, it's good. Right, let me head down through here again and see if I can see any down this side. See what I got. Well, that bit was fairly clean. I can see some little bits along here. I'm going to head back into the park over that way. And there's some crap in the bushes here. I'm just going to tidy all this up. More cigarette ends, of course. Yeah, get this tidied up and continue into the park. Fairly clean along there. One thing I would say, if you're a dog owner and you're going to go to the trouble of putting your dog crap in a bag, take it to the bin. Don't put it in a bag and throw it in the bushes. I know you can no longer see it. It's not your problem anymore. However, everybody else can see it. Everybody else has to walk past it. So don't do that, please. There are millions of bins. It's not like there's a shortage of bins along here. You know, there's bins everywhere all down through here. So looks pretty clean though, I have to admit. Compared to where I was first thing this morning, this is spotless. Right, so I'm going to clean up around here and do some more in a bit. So here's a prime example. One bench and probably 50 cigarette ends. Look at it. Look at it. Absolutely horrendous, people. First off, cigarettes are killing you. It's probably one of the most disgusting habits ever invented by humankind. However, it's very good profits for the tobacco companies, so they don't give a rat's. Yeah, but they're not going to do anything about it. I can't believe that people actually do this to themselves voluntarily. They put pieces of plastic in their mouth, they set fire to it, breathe in some of the most toxic chemicals known to mankind, and then rinse and repeat and do that 20 times a day and pay $20 a pack for cigarettes to do it. Brilliant, isn't it? Keeps my taxes down, so absolutely an insane process. Why as a species we ever came up with that, I don't know. That is just horrendous. Yeah, but either way, people like myself have to come out and clean all this up. Look at it. I'm going to count how many there are around this bench, and then I'll let you know when I've got more picked up. Okay, that's insane. I have just picked up 84 cigarette ends from around here. Look at all this lot. This is from one bench. Look at it. Absolutely horrendous, people. Horrendous. 84 cigarette ends from around one bench. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Either way, that's 84 less on the ground, so it's 84 we don't have to worry about. So, yeah, I will continue around the park and see what else I can find. Yeah, I'm glad I came around this way today, because my regular route that I do, my 6 kilometres around the parks down the bottom there, they tend to stay pretty clean because I do them regular. But I try to find areas that I don't do very often. There's an area I did this morning. I'm not sure if I'm going to attach that to this video or do that as a separate video, I'm not sure. And I figured out what the problem was there. That was a lot of that garbage that I saw there this morning was from snowmelt. It'd been there basically since last year. They pile up the big piles of snow, and obviously when it melts, all the garbage that's in the pile ends up on the ground. So that's one large bag that I moved out of there this morning, so that's good. So yes, 84 cigarette ends from around one bench, and I'm sure if I rummaged through all this crap under here I'd probably find more. But right, I will continue that way, I suspect, and see what else I can find. 84 from the last bench, only about 20 from this bench. Yes. Ah, there's a broom. This is obviously the parking area for somebody I knew once called Holly. This is where she obviously parks her car. Right there, look. Right, a couple of small bits of litter here. Yeah, about 20 odd around that one. 84 at the last bench, this one only about 20. So there's some small bits of garbage. I will grab those and be on my way. Over there somewhere, I suspect. Right, let's see what I can find. Well, I didn't have to go far. I just found a secret smoking den. Yeah, and again, look at the cigarette ends on the ground. So I won't bore you with watching me pick them all up, but I will pick them up and just count them up and just see how many there are. Right, look at that lot. Absolutely insane. Right, let me get that done. Right, so 34 out of the secret smoking den. Picked up 84 off the other bench, 36 out of this one. I've picked up about 200 cigarette ends today, and I've only been out for, what, a couple of hours, I guess. So, yes, absolutely insane. Yeah, yes, crazy. Right, I will continue on my way. I'm almost back to where I started, and see if I can find some more along that way. Right, just emptied out the bucket in there. I've just counted up roughly 250 cigarette ends. There was a whole crap load around the bottom of that little turnaround down there. So today, 84 off at one bench, 36 out of the secret smoking spot, and today I've picked up about 250 cigarette ends. Just crazy. Can you imagine how many countless millions there are citywide? Yeah. Right. So parking lot looks pretty good. We'll give it that. I will head on out of here. Thanks very much for coming along.